Welcome to a new episode of Rotation, and today we are playing Moss VR for the fifth time, picking up right where we left off. So let's hear the storyteller talk some shit, just like she did at the end of the last episode.
She'd seen this view before, in a drawing from her uncle's library. Being here made her heart flutter, then sink. If the story of her family had been different, this would have been her home.
So there's two things going on with this episode today. The first thing is that I'm not sure what happened, but my Oculus Quest was not recording the gameplay correctly, and it came out broken up into like some different files with some different ass weird file names that weren't normal. So there's going to be like some kind of cuts because I lost like a little bit of gameplay footage. It's not too bad, but then there's going to be a cut later where the colors are like completely different than what you're used to seeing. I'm just not sure what happened. I don't know if it has to do something with the developer settings that I input into it this time, that it just glitched on me or what. But and the other thing too is I'm recording this audio with a fan on, so there might be a slight hum. I won't know until I'm done recording. But anyway, so here we are. Trying to get into the castle. And, we see these giant sentinels for the first time, which, again, kind of a rip-off of Legend of Zelda. Not the Demos, but a lot more menacing considering the sizes. I also did this time decide to cut out a lot more deaths. Like right there was that cut. I died like probably 6 times before I figured out what to do. Just taking a gander, making sure I'm not forgetting anything before I leave. This room was kind of a bitch to get through, mainly because these panels that you can bring up and down. Sometimes I would go to grab a panel to raise it up and down, and it would spin the entire thing instead of actually just raising the panel up and down. So I died like a bunch of times. I got blasted. More times than you'll see, if you see it at all. These things pretty much disintegrate Quill into nothing if she's hit. So obviously I figured that the second panel I wasn't able to raise up and down, So clearly going to the right side first was not the correct way to go. I had to flip that switch in order to offer myself some extra protection with that second panel. If y'all haven't realized by now, a little bit more than 4 videos in, I'm super sloppy playing this game. Like, I am not smooth with playing this game at all. My puzzle solving is all over the place. See, now here I realize, oh, there's, some shit down there. And that ledge I can hop on top of, which I probably should have taken care of first. But now I gotta backtrack and, do half that puzzle over again. Yeah, see, that thing offers no mercy. Once it fires, you're done. There's no escape. And I'm all like, I can probably do this again. Because I kept that panel up right there. Tell you, that thing is loud as fuck when you've got the headset on playing this thing. That noise it makes is disturbing. So now there was a cut there because I lost some footage, but basically you got to take those 2 panels and make them even, blocking both those ledges. And then you got just enough time just to jump across the gap there, the opening. So that's how you solve that. Within that footage was also a death, I'm not gonna lie. I did die. Actually, what I was trying to do was I was trying to jump and pull the panel at the same time. Instead of pulling the panel, it spun the thing, and I was exposed, and the sentinel shot me. So yeah, so that's how you do that one. There really isn't much to do here when you get here. So if you play the game, save some time, just head on over into that right building there that I'm in right now, and climb up the stairs. You're gonna find yourself a little scroll, and that's pretty much all you can do here right now. And then you just got to move on by going up the hill there, the stairs. I don't know why I try so hard to find these hidden things when I've already missed some. It's not like I'm going to achieve anything, not having collected everything, but it is what it is. Now I run into an old friend here, and that monstrous sentinel thing is a lot bigger in the headset.
Durin was back. Hey, kid. You took long enough. I found your uncle, but the Master Sentry's been activated. I'm trying to sort it out. This way.
Durin kinda... You get to the point here shortly where you kind of figure, like, really, what is the point of Durin, like, he, it, she, they, them, is so completely pretty much useless. I mean, he opens up some doors here, but that's about it.
My uncle? Is he okay? Quill implored. He's alive for now. We must act quickly. As long as that Master Sentry is watching, the path to the castle is a dead end. Maybe you two can find a way to shut it down. And I'll, keep watch.
There's going to be some cuts in this room. This part of the game was one where I ended up missing like 3 parts of the file or something before it finally just stopped recording, and I didn't know it stopped recording. I still had, when you're wearing the Quest headgear and you are opting to share, it'll have the recording button, like a little red light or whatever, in your field of vision. It was there the whole time I was playing this episode, but it did not record. So there's going to be like some weird gaps, which I'll explain. I don't die in this room. I mean, it's almost impossible to die. And then right before I exit, the look of the game, the colors completely changed, which I tried to fix in post-production to try to match it. It was a lot darker. I at least lightened it up a little bit, but yeah, it seems to be like a little bit more like, everything seems to be more like reddish hue. Well, you'll see, it's coming up in a few minutes here, but it is a relatively simple room. This so far, like pretty much all the puzzles have been kind of simple to solve in this episode, so it's not too bad. Like how Quill just, like, Michael Jackson moonwalked right across that thing, glitched right over it. For a split second, I'm like, well, I guess I'm not supposed to be up there, and it just glitched me right off. But I'm glad I tried again because it wouldn't have made sense. There was no other way to get to that switch. So again, just like somehow magically getting crushed between two things that aren't actually crushing me. It's just another one of those glitches in the game that they couldn't seem to polish. So when these enemies appear after flipping the switch, I'll usually kill them 2 or 3 times or whatever, and if I know they keep respawning, that they're there to serve a purpose. That, you know, killing them isn't necessarily going to open something, but I have to use them for something, namely a switch. So here you saw a glitch, and that's because I was missing some footage. But basically what I did was I just threw up the arm, and then I hit the switch, and the thing moved backwards, and then I threw down the arm again and hit the switch, and the thing moved forward. And at this point now, I'm realizing I can climb on top of that thing. So now I just got to use the enemy to hit the switch, and voila, I'm on my way. There's a scroll back here. Kind of easy to miss if you don't go back there, but not too hard. And here is the major glitch where everything changes. See what I mean? So I lost some footage there, and what I was able to kind of cut out, bam, it was a lot darker than this too, so I'm not sure what happened. I'm really, quite frankly, upset because this isn't a game where you can just, you know, pick and choose where to start out from, so it's not like I could have gone back and re-recorded. I'm just hoping that that next time that this doesn't happen, because it's quite frankly quite off-putting. The amount of work I have to put in to get this headset in developer mode and attached to my PC and input the codes to get it to record for these episodes, only for this now to happen the third episode in. It's kind of disappointing, but so you go back through this room. You can pretty much ignore all the enemies. They're there just for shits and giggles. No, they don't serve any purpose. Just ignore them. Go back the way you came, and you're going to insert one of those into that one collectible plate into one of these switches here. So I'm sure it's pretty hard to see, even though I lightened it up best I could, but what Quill's breaking is a bunch of like broken down church pews and some chairs and some overturned tables. There's a lot of them. So again, enemies in the room. They serve no real purpose. They can be ignored. However, when I was in the room initially, over on the left where that switch is, up on the stairs, there's an altar. Here we go. I'm sure, like I said, I'm a little sloppy playing this game, but there's easier ways to get out of here. But to the left, there's that altar. There's an altar back there, and there's a scroll back there. And I lost more footage, so there's the cut. Where basically I stepped on that switch, and I inserted the 2 treasures, and now I gotta pull these levers out of the, whatever you want to call this thing, sculpture thing. But yeah, so after I play, I look to see what I missed, and there was a scroll located behind the altar. So if you play that and you want to collect everything, don't miss that, like I did. So yeah, so I lost a little bit of footage. You just come right back out that door and step on the switch, insert the 2 plates into those like weird irregular looking things. They'll grab them. Statue rises up. Pull the plugs out, and the sentinel goes down.
You're all clear, kid, Adurin affirmed. It should be a straight shot to the castle now. Come on!
Can you open these doors too? Oh no, these are powerful arcane hexes. I can try.
I can try, but maybe you and your giant should just take care of it, and I'll just kind of watch. Freaking useless. Doesn't do shit. He, she, it, they. I don't know what it is. But anyway, this room can suck a dick too, because they go balls out crazy. Absolutely just piling on all the enemies you've met thus far in one gauntlet. Just pain in the ass. It took me quite a while, and I think maybe like 6 or 7 deaths to get through before I realized, instead of just kind of like walking all over the place, pretty much try to stay in one spot. And it helps a little bit. And then when that gauntlet stops moving, then I do what you're seeing here is I'm trying to get to the other side to kill him, and then a new gauntlet begins. It was probably one of the hardest like boss, not even bosses, but enemy rushes in the game so far. almost like this room is unnecessarily long. You know, like I wish I could have cut it to just like one gauntlet of enemies coming at you, but then you wouldn't realize how ridiculously long it is. Plus the number of times that I died that I cut out initially. And it's just like completely, it gets mundane almost. And it makes you wish that they would just do like some kind of boss or something instead in order to get through these red gates or whatever they are, instead of them just throwing like all these fucking bosses at you. Then you gotta like worry about yanking on her backpack to try to refill her health and blah blah blah. I will tell you one thing though. If after any gauntlet you die, let's say you pass one gauntlet, and then the second gauntlet begins and you die in that second gauntlet, you'll pick up within that second gauntlet. It's not like you have to start the whole thing over again from scratch. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, it kind of makes you like wish that they would have done something different in these parts. That's all I'm trying to say.
I can't, kid.
Shouted at Durin.
We have to get out of here. Down here. It's the only way.
Just so you don't complain, this part right here, it is supposed to be dark. I mean, it was dark when I was playing it. This is probably a little bit darker than it should be because of the recording issue, but yeah.
I've made a terrible mistake.
No shit.
What is this place?
Completely
What's that
useless.
smell?
Durin?
Durin is completely useless. But he, she, it, they, them, there is the only light. So it doesn't last that long. And in fact, right when you think there's going to be a boss battle coming up here, it kind of cheaps out. So like in the background you see something moving, something really big that you can't see here, but in the VR, in the headset, you could.
I'm so sorry, Quill. I really am.
And then bam, and I'm like, yeah, boss battle. But that doesn't happen. This is how they take care of it.
All remained still,
Bullshit.
save for a blazing shadow poised to strike. Quill's insides felt like quicksand sinking in terror at the sight. Quill's beating heart drew Sarfog's attention. It was a monster of such harrowing enormity that survival seemed impossible. Instinct fueled Quill's desperate flee. The littered limbs of those before her served as haunting reminders that this was where so many before her met their end. Quill had never felt more small and helpless. It would take an army to defeat Sarfog. Quill felt the depth of their connection, the strength that came with being twofold.
That's going to do it for today's episode of Let's Play Moss VR. We're going to pick up next time right here where we're leaving off. If you liked the video, click that like button below and subscribe to the channel, please. And hit that notification bell so you know when more Moss VR Let's Play videos go up. But until then, I'll see you next time.